Hey everyone, I'm Sabah, a security architect. Welcome back to Security Controls Through an Architect Lens series, where we break down security controls based on how they actually work in real environments. So, not about how vendor diagram describes them. So, today we are going to talk about privileged access management, or call it PAM. Okay, let's start with an uncomfortable truth here. Most security incidents are manageable, but incidents involving privileged access becomes a disaster. Do you agree? Yes. Admin accounts can change configurations, disable logging, create new users, and kind of rewrite security itself, right? So PAM exists because admin access cannot be trusted simply because it belonged to an employee, right? So that's the reason we have PAM. So, what problem is PAM really trying to solve here? In many organizations, admins keep permanent elevated access, right? So, it feels convenient. But imagine a developer laptop getting compromised. If the account has standing admin rights, the attacker instantly inherits full control, right? So PAM removes this permanent privilege. So instead of always having power, users get privileged access only when they need it and only for a limited time for what they need it. It turns privilege from a permanent state into a controlled event. Now, architecturally, PAM sits between human and critical systems, right? So you don't log directly into production servers. You don't directly access cloud admin controls. You go through PAM, right? So think of it like a airlock before entering a security facility, right? So that's how a PAM works. So identity verifies who you are, as we already know. PAM verifies whether you should hold power right now at that provided point of time, right? Now, okay, when people hear PAM, they think domain admins, but privilege is much broader, right? Root access on Linux, your local admin on endpoints, cloud subscription, and your tenant accounts also, even automation accounts running your deployment pipelines, maybe, right? So, any of this can be privileged accounts. So, if an account can change security posture or your infrastructure, it is privileged. Simple as that, right? And attackers know this better than defenders, so we need to be ahead of them. Now, okay, a mature PAM solution does usually four important things. First, it vaults credentials, so passwords are not shared or remembered, which is good, right? Second, it enables just in time access, meaning privileges appear temporarily and then disappear, right? Third, sessions are actually getting monitored and also recorded sometimes, right? Which creates your accountability. People know what is being done in that session, and yeah, even if there are any privileged access which gets escalated to do something else which they are not supposed to do, all those things will be monitored and recorded. And fourth one, approvals and automatic expiry prevent access from living forever, right? So if your PAM only stores password, you cannot call that PAM. It's just an expensive locker, maybe, right? Now, okay, the real value of PAM is behavioral change, right? Admins stop logging in casually with powerful accounts. Every privileged action becomes intentional. For example, instead of being a database admin all day, an engineer requests elevation for only for 30 minutes, performs maintenance and access automatically expires so that he don't have to hold that admin account or admin privilege when he is not doing activity which needs that, right? So that single change drastically reduces the attack surface. That's spam all about. And let's talk about some common architectural failures of PAM. So this is where most organizations struggle. Admins still keep permanent access just in case, right? So teams share emergency credentials. Sometimes also automation bypasses PAM entirely, right? So I've seen environments where PAM existed, but direct SSH access still worked for some people. So at that point, PAM becomes your security theater where you'll show people saying like we have PAM, but people don't follow that. Now, okay, what PAM does not fix? Let's talk a bit about that. PAM is powerful, but it's not magic, right? It won't fix bad role design. It won't reduce excessive permissions automatically. It won't replace authorization or monitoring. So, in short, PAM enforces discipline, but architecture still need to be correct, right? And our usual architect's warning. So here's the pattern seen in almost every breach investigation. So attackers don't stay normal users for long. They escalate privilege. Once privileged access is compromised, detection becomes harder and recovery becomes painful. So architecturally, zero trust cannot exist without controlling the privilege. So if privilege access is permanent, security becomes assumption and it's not controlled, right? So that's privileged access management from an architectural perspective. This video is part of Security Controls Through Architects Lens series on Secure Terminus, where I break down security one control at a time. And I'm Sabah. See you in the next video.